Son of a gun.
I'm bleeding.
Wheezits.
Hello, welcome. I'm Angelique.
And I'm Deborah, and welcome to our
Endless Chapters.
This is our official 2017 BEA and BookCon
Book haul video!
Since there are so many books here between the two of us, we're not going to go into a lot of depth and description about what each one of them is about.
Or when they come out.
Or when they come out. We're going to talk a little bit more about our favorite ones a little bit later in the video. But if you want a full list of what the book is, a description about it, and when it comes out, you can check the link in our Dropbox down below. We have a blog post about all the arcs that we picked up, and you can check out more info on them there. Whew! I'm glad I got that out.
Okay, we are going to show you all the arcs we are able to pick up now at BEA, and everyone said tips for BEA. Biggest tip was go in and pick mentally beforehand, pick the top 3 arcs you don't want to leave without, and expect to maybe get a couple of those. But honestly, we were very, very fortunate. We're really able to get all of the arcs we wanted and that we knew beforehand that we were going to try and get, except one that we didn't know existed, was the Unearthed by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. We didn't know was going to be given out there, so we missed that drop.
I'm going to go through these kind of quickly. We're not going to go into detail about the book. We're just going to give you a one line about generally what it's about.
Okay, this one is Things I'm Seeing Without You by Peter Bogdanani. And this is, I think, a romancy teen fiction, and it does involve a suicide. I'm not sure much what this one's about.
The next one we have is Beyond the Castle by Jodi Jean Dreyer. This is a nonfiction book about a past Disney employee's 30-year experience at Disney.
Okay, the next one we both got to pick up was Fire Blood by Ellie Blake. Don't really know much about this one. It was kind of in a line of arcs, but it looks like a teen fantasy type dystopian. Looks really good.
Teen fantasy. I'm pretty sure this is also a sequel to something. This is one that was actually probably one of the first arcs we picked up at BEA, and it is The Last Namsara by Kristen Sigarelli. This is a fantasy book. I think, yeah, this is a teen fantasy book.
This one we got is actually a little middle grade book, and that is
so cute.
It's so cute. The Skeleton Tree by Kim Ventrella, and it's just very cute. Again, this was a cover pickup. We just saw it in the Scholastic booth, and it looks very, very cute. So, very excited to read. Middle grade's always a plus.
I have A Little in Line by Brandy Colbert. This is a teen contemporary romance drama story.
This one we got was, for me, also just one of the ones, BEA Day 2, right at 9 o'clock when the show floor opened. There were so many piles of arcs everywhere. There were so many arc drops first thing that morning, just stacked up in pyramids
of arcs.
So this one for me was definitely another cover grab. I don't know much about it. It is Echo After Echo by Amy Rose Capetta. Again, the cover is really, really pretty.
More teen drama. We have an arc called All About Mia by Lisa Williamson. Young adult contemporary drama happens.
The girl's trying to get her life together.
Family craziness is going on. Myself and our friend TJ won tickets to the I Read YA Scholastic event where you could go in and meet 3 authors and pick up their arcs. 2 of those arcs are Shadow Fall by Daniel Jose Adler. This is the second book, the sequel to the Shadow Shaper series. Haven't read the first one yet, but after meeting him and just hearing a little bit about the book, I'm intrigued. And then the second one is No Good Deed by Goldie Moldavsky, who's the author of Kill the Boy Band. I didn't even know she was coming out with a second book, but it looks fun.
Just
apparently
fun.
There's
a good word for a lot
zombies or some sort of environmental catastrophic event. I can't say that word. So this one looks more interesting to me than her first one did.
Another quick pick-me-up that we don't really know much about was The Unlikelies by Carrie Firestone.
Look at that ice cream
And I
art.
think it is just a YA contemporary.
This thing
A good summer read.
Yes.
We also were able to snag a copy of Bonfire by Kristen Ritter. I think this is kind of a adult fiction suspense-ish novel. Don't know much about it. We got in line to pick it up with our friend TJ because he was really excited for it.
And next we got The Spelling Book by Cressida Cowell.
That's not the title.
Oh gosh, no.
The Wizards of Once is the title. That's the box it comes in.
The Wizards of Once is the title. It's the newest book by Cressida Cowell, who's the author of How to Train Your Dragon.
I think it's middle grade. It looks so good.
This one's exciting.
Very exciting. we got to meet Neil Patrick Harris. We got a ticket for his signing at BEA and got a copy of his new middle grade book.
The Magical Misfits.
It's just the Magic Misfits.
Magic, but it's a magical
So we got to meet
book.
him and got him to sign it. And again, middle grade is always really fun. Light
Plus it's
reads.
Neil Patrick Harris, so yeah.
Pick this up when it comes out in September. Okay, so I think that was it for kind of our less anticipated ones that we didn't go in expecting to get, or we didn't go into BEA knowing much about, or if they existed.
They're just ones that we picked up. They sounded good, so.
Yeah. So how many times will my camera stop recording in one video? Okay.
Okay, now we're getting into the next chunk of books. These are the ones that we are much more excited about and we're anticipating. And the ones
knew
that
about before we went in.
The ones we knew about before we went in, and we didn't want to leave without these ones. So now we're getting into the good parts.
Super exciting ones. Save the best for last.
Whoop.
So
Right.
this is actually like the first thing we were worried about at BEA getting a ticket for, and that was the Language of Thorns sampler and signing with Lee Bardugo. And it's the Grisha fairy tales from the Grishaverse, and it's a very, very nice sampler. And we
It's
got
so
to meet her and got it
gorgeous.
signed. And this comes out in September as well, and I'm very excited for this. It has gorgeous illustrations on the inside.
Beautiful artwork.
So really, really excited for this.
This
and
is-
it's Lee Bardugo.
This is the nicest sampler I've ever seen. You can't really see it, but like the cover is textured and stuff.
It's very nice. It's a really hefty sampler.
Lovely.
Another sampler we got was Because You Love to Hate Me, and that is the author and booktuber
Mashup.
co-written short story compilation of short stories with a bunch of booktubers and a bunch of YouTubers. So we got a very nice sampler of that, and this also comes out in July.
All right. Next up.
Books. Exciting books.
I like books.
I like books.
I like books.
I like to
Okay.
read.
Here we have Holly Black's newest fairy fantasy story, The Cruel Prince. We also got to talk to Holly for a quick second. We had a good laugh with her. We had a funny
It was great.
interaction.
She's very nice.
This is also like a pretty heftier one. The one thing I always want more from Holly Black books is more of the story, so I'm hoping this one delivers. Alright, I'm going to tell you a quick something about this book. I read the first book in this series, trilogy, I don't know what
I haven't
it's
read
gonna
it
be,
yet.
last year, and I actually hated most of it until the last chapter. The last chapter leaves you on such a cliffhanger. We picked up the sequel, that is One Dark Throne by Ken Dare Blake. For the drop for this one too, you had to go up and name the princess you were rooting for. Angelique hadn't read it, so I was like
She's whispering it in my ear.
whispering Mirabella, Catherine to her. I want to read this now just because of the ending of the first book. We'll see if I actually like it.
This one, that we actually got this one because they were handing it out while we were in line for Wonder Woman. The people, like the publishers, came and passed this out in line because nobody wanted to get out of line for Wonder Woman. And that is Nixia by Scott Rain. How do you say that?
Rington?
Rington. And I think this is some kind of YA sci-fi book.
And super sci-fi sounding.
Super sci-fi.
Again, has some of those Starbound vibes, so gotta read that soon. Yes.
Okay, we also got in line to get If There's No Tomorrow, the new Jennifer Armentrout book. And I think this is just a YA contemporary.
I'm a little disappointed this didn't come in a box like it did last year for the first book, but we also picked up Ringer by, is this up? No. I was about to say, is this upside down? We also picked up Ringer by Lauren Oliver. Again, it also has the cool flipping action here. This is a YA. I don't think it's dystopian because I still haven't read the first one.
Me neither, and I like Lauren Oliver.
Lauren Oliver's books are so good.
We
They're
will
amazing.
read this. We'll probably buddy read this at some point and make some videos about it.
Yes. Yeah.
This one, another one that we didn't know about beforehand.
But once we heard it was
so
there,
excited about
we were
what it's about.
Psyched about
Yeah.
it.
It and that.
I'm so excited.
That is
Invictus
Invictus,
by Ryan Groudon.
who wrote Wolf by Wolf. It is Doctor Who meets Firefly. What else do you need to know?
So
Pick
good.
it up when it comes out. I don't even know if I haven't even read it yet, but I'm so excited.
Another chunky, thick sci-fi book.
Yes.
My hair's stuck in it. Next up, we have Dear Martin by Nick Stone. Again, she was a very lovely author we got to talk to
Got
for
her
a hot
signed.
second. She signed it to us. This is a teen book, which, like The Hate You Give, is inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement. Heard a lot of good things about this, and it's a short little book. It comes out in October, and I'm just really excited to see what happens.
This one at BEA, we found out they were dropping right at open, so we ran straight to the Penguin Random House booth to grab this one, and that is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. And I loved her 3, Isla, Lola, and Anna. And this is like a teen horror mystery suspense novel, so very different. It's not as much contemporary.
It sounds
really fun.
It sounds so different from her other
I heard
trilogy.
it's pretty spooky so far from people who have read it or started to read it.
People are saying don't read this at night.
Or when you're alone.
This was a cool one. Okay, so we knew this book was going to be there in some form, but we thought it was
a sampler.
We thought it was just going to be a sampler. And so we got in the Disney line to get what we thought was going to be a sampler of this book, but it ended up getting a full arc of Miles Morales by Jason Reynolds, who was one of the coolest authors we spoke to there.
Cool.
He was so chatty and nice, and he didn't actually sign the book. They had like really cool Miles Morales artwork pieces.
It was the
final cover. These aren't the final
original
covers. The final cover has like a cool Spider-Man kid on the front of it, and that's what he signed. He was really nice, and he just chatted with us for a second. Plus, Spider-Man. I can't wait to read this.
This one. So
Okay, now we're getting into the chunk here that were probably like
top 7.
top books here. Like these are the ones we were hyped about.
Yeah, before we went, hyped for like months knowing about these books. And the first one would be Released by Patrick Ness.
We got to meet Patrick Ness last year at National Book Festival in DC, and he was super cool. Our friend TJ is a big fan of his, so he was especially excited about this. All of his books I feel like have such a different vibe to them. Each one is so unique, and again, this one just sounds
very good. It's YA, it's gay, it's Patrick Ness.
Plus this cover is great. Might be one of my favorite YA covers of the year.
It's probably blurry. This one we actually didn't know about beforehand. I saw this at the Harlequin booth while I was in line for something else, and the cover pulled me right in, and I flipped the display arc they had over and read the back, and that is Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. I'm so excited. It's circus. It sounds a little like fantasy dystopian-ish.
It sounds a little bit like a Disney villain story, like a little bit like dark around the edges, a little bit like mwahaha. But also very entertaining.
And we got to meet her, and we got it signed. She was very nice, and I'm just...
This kind of sounds like...
so good.
It kind of sounds like what I wanted Caravel to be, and didn't happen, so I'm hoping this has those vibes in it.
The girl in front of us for the Miles Morales signing was telling us about the plot to the Bells. I thought it was some historical romance, so I wasn't that interested. But she told us actually what it was about, and that is The Bells by Danielle Clayton. And we got this one because we actually asked the guy at Disney for a different arc a little bit later, and he said, I don't have any more of those, but I actually have a few extra copies of The Bells, and came out and brought us both a copy. And then when we got up to meet Ryan Reynolds, while he was signing our thing, he goes, we had them still in our hands, we had just gotten them, and he goes, you know she's right behind you, right? I bet if you ask her, she'll sign them for you.
Spun around,
and there's cute little Danielle, and she was so sweet and signed them for us. And
she was excited to sign the books too. Yeah.
So now that I know what that book's actually about, I'm very excited to read it.
Alright.
This is like top 4.
These are like the top 4 arcs now that we had to get. The first one is Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. It is a massive 500 plus sci-fi girls in space girl gang read.
Time of Tears.
And it sounds absolutely phenomenal. This is one that we both want to read immediately.
Again, we'll probably buddy read this one together
Yeah.
for sure before it comes out, so keep your eyes out for that. And shout out to Sasha and Lindsay for writing a book.
Of Warcross by Marie Lu.
Well, her and our friend already grabbed their copy, and I didn't get one, so I asked the lady behind us who had more copies actually happened to be the editor of the book, and she has been with Marie since she wrote Legend, and she said this probably is her favorite so far. And she told us a lot about the plot, and it is virtual reality game,
like Ready Player
futuristic,
One meets Japan and Tokyo.
but it's in Japan and in Tokyo. And what more do you need? We met this author back in January and heard him talk about this book, which doesn't come out until September. So imagine sitting there going, oh my gosh, I have to wait 9 months for this great, fantastic book you're telling us about. And that is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. And we've both already read this at this point.
Yeah.
Our friend actually got an arc of it before BEA and lent it to her, and she got to read it, and then I finished it.
I sobbed.
I finished it before we even left New York after BEA and cried on the bus ride home.
It's so good. It's emotional. It will break your heart.
Read I'm Still There if you haven't, and please read They Both Die at the End when it comes out in September.
Buy it.
Buy it, read it, promote it.
This is the first arc we got at BEA. All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. I already started reading this. There's also a small amount of tabs. We're all buddy reading this together, and I'm going to do a Books and Booze review on it. It's very weird. It's very kooky. There's a lot of magic realism in it. I'm enjoying it immensely so far. Her writing has improved tenfold from the already stunning writing she had in the Raven Cycle. The Holy Grail of BEA
2017
was a book that you couldn't walk through the show floor without hearing the name of this book. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone wanted it. Everyone was trying to get it.
Wonder Woman Warbringer
by Leigh Bardugo.
Oh my gosh.
This was like my #1 book out of the whole thing. For a little bit there, we didn't think we were going to get it.
It was getting a little crazy.
Penguin Random House, they kind of need to finesse their sign-up procedure and their ticketing. Nevertheless, we both got it.
And we got to meet Leigh Bardugo. We got it.
We got to meet her several times, but during this, she signed it for us. This sounds like one of the best superhero books ever. It's my new child.
This was the arc of BEA 2017. It was it, and we have it, and I can't wait to read it. It's gorgeous. Okay, now we're just going to show you the handful of books that we got that were not crossed over between the two of us, so it was less confusing. But I was very, very fortunate and was able to snag the new Alexander Bracken book. It is a middle grade book, and it's called The Dreadful Tales of Prosper Redding. I was going to say Petting.
It's a really great
Prosper Redding.
title.
It's gorgeous. This is not the final cover. I've seen it. I mean, everyone has seen it at this point. They have big posters of it. But I read The Darkest Minds, and it's so good, and I'm very, very excited to read this. And it, like I said, it's middle grade, and it just sounds really, really interesting. And then I also got to meet Daniel Handler and got his new teen book called All the Dirty Parts, and me and my friend got to meet him and got him to sign this.
And then I just have a tiny little stack of books here that I picked up while I was walking around on my own, or signings too I went to on my own. I'm just going to run through them really fast. I got Expelled by James Patterson and Emily Raymond. Usually don't read James Patterson books, but this one sounded intriguing, and since he wrote it with someone else, I don't know if he actually wrote it. It's James Patterson. It sounded
never know.
interesting. I also picked up Gunslinger Girl by Lindsay Ellie. It's a James Patterson Presents, so again, his name almost turned me off of it, but it looks kind of like a badass, maybe like a female Jesper kind of book. I picked up, I can't find the title of this, See What I Have Done by Sarah Schmidt. Before I Go by Marieke Nijkamp. As You Wish by Chelsea Sedot. The End We Start From by Megan Hunter. The End of Men by Karen Rinaldi. Mean Girls
By Michael A.
by Michael O. Obviously
Oh.
based on the screenplay by Tina Fey. Obviously.
Obviously, it's Mean Girls.
And then these last two arcs were ones I got from ticketed signing lines or ticketed book or ticketed arc drops. The first one is It Devours by Josephine and Jeffrey Craner. This is the second official Welcome to Night Vale novel. Super excited to read this one. I thought this one was just going to be a sampler, but it was the whole arc, which is awesome. By the author of We Were Liars, E. Lockhart's Genuine Fraud. This is a very small, kind of like murderous suspense, I think, teen book. Angelique and I both got in line for this one, and then I misplaced my ticket, and
I gave it to her.
Angelique
so
gave
she
me
can have
hers.
it.
I literally got the last copy of this. It was available, so that was a rush, but it was really cool. That's it. That
it.
is our official BEA BookCon 2000.
That is all that we are going to show you that we got. We're not going to do any swag or anything. We did get a bunch of good stuff, but
A lot of samplers and a beach towel.
books, that is all that we got at BEA/BookCon 2017.
Our official haul.
We were very fortunate to get everything we wanted, and
It was such a good event.
It was
too.
really good.
A lot of
BEA,
fun.
the crowds are definitely a little better. It's very
More
nice,
controlled
more
and
controlled
polite.
and calm, but
BookCon was also fun. There was a
It was
lot
very
more time,
fun.
at least for us to like walk around and see everything.
Yeah.
We met a lot of cool people. We just chatted with everyone. It was a really awesome 5 days of events and arcs and books and stuff. Now we just have to read all of them.
I think, have a plan to sit and read through most of our BEA arcs so we can do videos on them and write reviews and kind of really live up to the expectations of why they give out arcs.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
If there's any arcs that one of you guys wants us to read and review
Sooner rather than later,
yeah, just let us know and we'll get to those quickly. We're eager to dive into all of these, but let us know if there's a direction you want us to take. Alright, so that is it.
Thank you for watching. Please thumbs up, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram
And Twitter,
and
all those good things. And
thank
we'll
you for
see
being here with us
Woo!
at our endless chapters. See you next time. That's Deborah and her pile of arcs.
A part of the pile.
So this is it. That's after.
We can just put this in the end.
This is it. This is our. Oh, Deborah just got in my shot.
I was putting Zootopia on top.
Yep, this is it. Go. Done.